If you're a couple, knowing how to get that together is beautiful. That means different things for different people, but working it out together. It's not just by saying, this is what I want and that's all. No, it's just about collaborating. That's what marriage is about. It's a partnership. We want to get to this place together. We have done that, like you see in our model, health-wise, we want to get here and we've been well, you know. Both of us have kept in our weight for a while, like sometimes we go to the gym.
20 kg after the baby.
We try to go to the gym together. I don't mind her, but she's done. Yeah, just going to the gym together, just being careful with our eating. She comes to bed with popcorn around 11 o'clock. And then it's like, being checks on each other. That's what purpose does, right? Financially, like, okay, you can spend this, you can spend that. You can go here, you can go there. No, we can't make that decision. Let's wait for the right time. When the right time is up, we will do A, B, C, D. And being able to just work it out together. When it comes to work and career, I have to get this course done. I want to make this happen. Okay, what can I do to help? I also want to do this. How can you help? Ministry-wise, that is what drives union. Purpose is so powerful that it will make even a pain worth it. I'm telling you.
Hey, I should give offering. This is deep.
Oh, man, stop that. It's so powerful that, people, you've seen people endure things. Like you go to a hospital, we are cutting your body. What is the point? The point is perhaps I'm taking the baby out. And then a woman is there. And then you're going through it. And then some people even will do it again. I'm like,
and again.
You see someone pushing a baby out of them. It's like, oh gosh, you're screaming. It's no, never again. Some people have actually had 6 babies. Because there is a reason for it.
The pain.
There is a reason for it. What I have seen in marriages is, sincerely, Vivian, you're going to go through way too many things. Purpose is the only thing that will make it worth it. Purpose is the only thing that will carry you through. That will not let you fixated on them. That will not drain you. And welcome to my Growth Club. My name is NK Emmanuel.
And my name is Grace.
We're so excited to be back. We've been away for a while, but I'm super, super thankful that we're back. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, it's season 2.
We miss you guys. Yeah, we could say this is season 2. But we've had a lot of things going on as a family. Not like bad stuff, but good stuff. We've had our mothers here, and it's just being family stuff, But thank you really for sticking around and for watching us again. We're going to talk about some things that I'm hoping that will be a great blessing to you. We actually have a question that we're going to be answering today, because many of you started reaching out to us like, hey guys, where are you guys? When are you coming back? Is everything okay? We're fine. We're fine because of Jesus. We're doing so well, and it's so great to be back. So we got a question from Vivian, and today we're going to try to answer that question. Lady's going to read that, and then we will get straight into it.
Vivian's question is a very interesting one, and I'm happy we get to start with this. She says, why does relationship or marriage sometimes seem so hard?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that's a good one.
Very good
so
one.
So today we're going to try and answer your question, Vivian. We're not sure where you are from, but we're going to try to answer that. I think, yes, relationship, marriage, in fact, all kinds of relationship could be hard.
Yeah.
Could be very hard.
Doesn't even have to be romantic.
It's hard.
Relationship at the workplace, relationship
everywhere. Like just relating with people actually could be very hard.
Yeah.
But then think about it this way. When you tell someone to lift a car, it almost seems impossible. Lift a car, like maybe you had a flat tire, and then we say, lift the car to change the tire. It's like, a car? Like this big car, how do I lift it? I can't lift it. It's so hard. It's impossible. But then with the right tool, you can actually lift the car very easy, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not because the car is easy, but it's because the right tools can make it easy. So you can say, well, there's some people that are really good with relationships. And sometimes you can just find 2 people who are very good with relationships.
Yeah.
And it makes it easy. And the question is why? What makes it? So what a tool is doing, like you just talked about, a strong man can actually do that. Of course, because the strong man is strong.
Yeah.
And so a tool will give you the strength of the strong man, even if you didn't have them. Right. Yeah. And so I think it's important to think about relationships, marriage in that same way. What are the tools that I need that makes it easy? You're right. So Vivian, I don't know what you're looking for from us, but again, I think that you can think about it this way. What are the tools that I need that will make relationships easy or marriage easy? And we're going to try to share probably about 5 of them with you. These tools are powerful from my experience. The first I would say is wisdom. Solomon talks about wisdom being a principal thing, and I agree 100%. I think there was an episode we actually talked about wisdom extensively. You can check that out if you've not watched that already. But wisdom is the principal thing indeed. It's the most important thing you can actually have. There's a part of the scripture, Solomon says again, that by wisdom a house is built, by understanding it's established. Now, you can think about it this way. Whatever you see built, it is actually a proof or a demonstration or a manifestation of the wisdom of the builder. Yeah. If you want to see the wisdom of someone, look at what they've built, how they've built it. Because wisdom is actually that tool. Is the most powerful tool that helps you build things. A relationship is something you're building, right? You're trying to build something with someone, like a connection, a relationship, is a home, whatever it is. It could be a partnership. It could be romantic, partnership, whatever it is. Wisdom is important. It's the most important thing to have, because wisdom allows you to be able to have the toolbox. You talked about that. It gives you wisdom. Think about wisdom as the toolbox where you're going to have all the tools.
All the tools,
right? I didn't even think about it, but you get what I mean, because we just started talking about the tool that helps you lift a car and how that is going to help in a relationship. But wisdom actually is like the toolbox itself. In it, you have all the other things. Many people have said, okay, what really is wisdom? And I think, like we just talked about, the analogy of whatever someone has built is a demonstration or is a proof, right, of the wisdom of the person. It means that what you do with knowledge, what you do with resources, whatever you have, anything of value, the best possible use of it is what wisdom is, right? So if I look at, let's say, a tree, what can I do with trees? And so here you find maybe they build houses with trees, they build, they do pipa with. So all these are things that are the products of wisdom. What wisdom does is it allows us to look at the tree, understand what we can do with the tree. In it, we find knowledge. You get what I mean? That's how we build schools. So wisdom is so important, because wisdom will let you have understanding, knowledge, which we probably will talk about very soon. But that is the first tool. And the Bible says, if anyone lack wisdom, let him ask God. Solomon, when God, that story is so powerful. When God says to Solomon that, what do you want? He says, because you didn't ask me.
Hey, if God is to ask me right now, that thing sounds
I love that scripture, because in fact, God said, because you didn't ask me for, he mentioned couple of things. One of them, he said, for wealth, which is riches, basically. He said, because you didn't ask me for that. Like, do you understand that? Like, you didn't ask me for that. You just, and he even said, you didn't even ask me for your enemies. That's like, oh, Solomon could have his enemies.
Hey, that's why I say, if God is to ask me right now,
to kill, like the way we pray that, kill my enemies, destroy them, let them die,
fire.
Solomon said, no, I just want wisdom, because I want to make the right judgment for my people, to serve my people. And God said, whoa, I'm going to give it to you, and I'll add all that to you.
I think it's very interesting, because let's say he asked for wealth without wisdom. It will vanish.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know what to do with wealth. In fact, you wouldn't know the best possible use of wealth without wisdom.
Not even know. And I think wisdom, if people want to know how beautiful wisdom is, don't look too far, right? Look at Solomon. We are using Solomon's story when the 2 women came.
Exactly. good judgment.
How good judgment is. That's like you. If you forget, okay, you don't even know what the definition is. Just remember that story. How to be able to tell whose child was really dead. I don't know how I was going to. And that's the value
important
of what
in decision making.
In decision making, you need wisdom. And now that you're talking about wisdom, maybe we can move on to the second one. That is
right.
Understanding and knowledge.
Yeah.
Understanding.
In fact, it's funny how Solomon wrote about wisdom and always used understanding and knowledge. He says, like when he says get wisdom, he says in all your getting, get understanding.
Yeah, it's so key.
Yeah.
I remember even before I talk about this tool, being wisdom and knowledge, I remember a friend got married, and a couple of months into it, I was like, oh, how is it going? He was like, oh, Grace, marriage is overrated.
Oh, wow.
We are fighting. It's like, this
is it overrated for you?
No, not at all. It's like we
sincerely.
Talked about. No, it's not.
Because I think marriage is such a beautiful blessing.
It's a beautiful thing. For me, I think, I don't know, it's been this 7 years of us being together has been like...
And over 10 years plus in relationship. It's just been a great blessing. But like I said, without the tools, actually, they're right. It can be hard.
If you have the tool, you can lift that car easily.
Yes, I mean, without the right tools, it's hard.
Sharpen these tools. And the person was like, marriage is overrated. I was like, why? It's like, it's as though we're not the people who were in love. We are just fighting.
Argument here and
arguing every day. And I remember... I was talking to him about even understanding at the time.
Yeah.
And understanding is like, for you to have understanding, you shared the last time, one person must be up
when the other is standing
down. So one person is standing, one person...
Not like it's what it's supposed to be, but whenever you see one's ego standing, you have to. It doesn't mean you have to have your ego standing. That's not what we mean.
Sometimes you just flip
but
it.
But of course, in relationships, one person's or even one idea is standing.
Exactly.
Or it's just like the concept of submission.
And that's the whole point, right? Wisdom is having the ability to be able to see from others' perspective and not just focus on your emotions in the moment, right? And like the person was saying, it's like we are not hearing each other. We are not doing any. It's just because we have not come to a point where we realize that, no, I need to understand.
Yeah.
Sometimes even people get to this stage where we feel marriage is hard, relationship are hard because we didn't even have certain understanding before going into the marriage or the relationship.
Exactly.
We have been,
people don't even know how to relate with in-laws. And other things like that.
We've been framed by a lot of things, our society, the things we saw.
And the movies we watched.
I think yesterday we were watching a movie and we saw a man, the wife, and the child come out, and they were in their 90s.
The way they depict home.
They were,
they said,
early in the morning,
hands.
hold their hands, pray, and they are coming to have breakfast. And I was telling you that this is it can happen,
but how regular it could be sometimes for some people.
Sometimes people go into marriage having those weird expectations and not even understanding that sometimes there may be certain points in your life. There may be a time where sometimes you may not even have your family together at some point, right? Yeah. Sometimes you be together. Sometimes your child will be
it's a lot of dynamics, and you need understanding
to be able to know, okay, this is what is happening. Understanding to be able to know that, okay, fine. It's not everything. Like sometimes you tell me, in dealing with people, even dealing with in-laws, dealing with our siblings, you tell me sometimes some things are not just necessary.
They're not necessary.
Having the understanding to be able to know that
when to talk, when not to talk, what to say, how to say it, how not to say it.
Go, right?
Understanding human nature, human behavior, how the brain works. And we don't know these things.
We don't know these
things.
Like
if I ask you, like I ask people right now, can you tell me how your brain works? It's like, my brain? Like a lot of people don't know the parts of their brain. I'm like, what? In fact, recently I watched a video from a professor from MIT. And I think this is something on YouTube people can watch. Go and search for Introduction to the Brain on YouTube from MIT. They have this open course, something. It's amazing. The professor begins by telling a story about this guy who can recall things, but he can figure things out. Very smart guy. Really intelligent. He can recall things. Like if he can tell, okay, this road from here from memory.
Yeah.
But if you put him a road and he say, figure out which one should be. He can't figure it out. And they thought, like, you may think, no, he's making it up. It's actually true because of the complexity of the brain. There's one story after, I think, World War II, where there's, I think, I don't know, there's a metal thing that went through someone's head, and the person could not have empathy anymore. People don't know that a lot of these things are coming. That part of their brain didn't exist. Even the way we are nurtured, the way we grow, the way we... Some part of their brains have not been developed in a way. Some people don't know how to structure things. They're very smart. They just don't know how to put things in order. If you're not careful, you may say, I don't get it. And mostly that's what happens in a marriage, where we think, I don't get it. Why can't you do this? Like, very smart people don't even know how to put their shoes at the right place. And you'll be shocked. It's just because people don't know how the brain works and how the brain is developed and how the brain even can change. And so the point you make about understanding is so powerful. And I like the fact that you are bringing knowledge together, because without knowledge, and I say to people, listen, if you want to do well in life, you have to invest in knowledge. I love the way, Solomon talks about how we should love wisdom. He says, wisdom will protect us. It's that toolbox. It gives you, it allows you, for those of you who have not seen our effective living model, go check it out. You will love it. That model came as a result of this. It's like, we needed to understand what is happening. We even have one that perhaps we've shared before. For those of you who have the journal, you will see it, understanding society and our role in it. What we did was we looked at society and we used first principle thinking to rethink society right from the bottom up. Like, if you think about a functional society and you tore it apart, what are you going to get? What are the components you're going to get? And we're going to share it on the screen. And so we didn't just kind of think, and then, no, we needed to invest in knowledge, invest in understanding, invest in wisdom, get wisdom at all costs. Don't just rush into relationships. And by the way, some of you said, that's why I'll never marry. Listen, it's you and your boss are going to be worse than you and your spouse.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, or you and your co-workers sometimes are going to be worse. And so you need wisdom. Right? If you look at the effective living model, how wisdom holds the other part of it.
Yeah, I think you're right with what you brought up with knowledge, having the right information and skills. Yeah. Sometimes people even enter relationships or marriage without having the right information. We've talked about the constraints of life, even the skills. Yeah. Everything is a skill. The skill in, we were talking about dealing with in-laws or whatever. It's even a skill you need to learn.
And that skill is because of the application of knowledge. As it's shocking. I remember when we talked about human behavior and I asked you, like, have you ever, like, many people have not read about human behavior. They don't know human nature. It's like, there are some things we did in the school, like critical thinking. Those are good stuff to learn, and it allows us to have the right skills. But the most basic, like, you're going to deal with people. You don't know human nature. I'm not saying like there's any laws, but I mean, you've not read about human behavior. You've not studied, like, you've gone to university. You have no idea.
Maybe we think we do, but
we can blame. We can blame our education system, but at some point you have to make this. I mean, if you've gone through university, you need to know human nature, because you're going to deal with human beings at work. You have to know how human beings are, the way they act, the reason why they do what they do. Like, invest in that. So we've talked about wisdom. Vivian, if you're listening, invest in wisdom. Get wisdom. Solomon says, in all you're getting, get it. Get wisdom. Get it. And then in all you're getting, get understanding. Get knowledge, invest in knowledge. Just know things. Just try to know. Try to know why people act this way. Try to know about the brain. Try to know about emotions. Spend your time on those things. Invest in them. Now, the third thing that we'll talk about is actually empathy. And there's a reason why this is important. When I was thinking about this, I was going to say humility, but I realized that maybe I will join them. Empathy and humility. But the important thing about humility and empathy is that empathy is, when we talked about compassion and we talked about the love, a good part of what we don't get about life is how to experience things from the shoes of
other people.
Perspective is when we talked about perception and perspective, we said you want to gain perspective by perceiving things from the point of others.
Yeah.
But empathy is not just looking at things from their view, but trying to also live it, like experience it.
Yeah.
I realize that is probably the most important thing you can do in marriage or in any relationship. Because what that does is, well, someone spoke somewhere. You put yourself in their shoes. You try to look at, the circumstance. You try to even understand what could be bothering them. And then you kind of understand them. Like you feel for them.
You used to say something about make excuse for people.
Because there is something called handless razor, which is a very powerful thinking framework. Basically, what that means is do not associate malice to something that could be explained by error or ignorance. I mean, many times we associate malice too quickly. Like, he said it to hurt me. Maybe no, he didn't. Maybe he didn't know. Maybe it was just a mistake. And the moment we begin to think that people are doing things to hurt us, that is what bring that kind of reaction. That is where all these other things happen. But empathy is such a beautiful virtue. As I grow, I begin to realize how important that is, because empathy will let you understand even your kids better. You remember when we talked about the curse of knowledge, where like when you know something, you forget how. And so
how it feels like not knowing.
That's why we scream on our children, but the people who did that to us when we're young, we didn't like them. Because we didn't know. And then we do the same thing to our kids. And so what empathy does is allows you to put yourself into the shoes of someone and experience what they experience from their shoes. Not just perspective wise, not just like looking at it from their point of view, but you kind of experience it. And I think when people lack these things, of course marriage is going to be hard. Because
it will be draining.
You didn't understand. Your wife can come home or your husband can come home and they wouldn't be in the best of mood. Empathy allows you to realize, something could be bothering them. Empathy is different from sympathy. Right? Sympathy is beautiful, but empathy is amazing. Because empathy allows you to say, even if they react this way, is that your habit?
Yeah, the workplace, anywhere you find yourself, just knowing that not everything is about you.
That's powerful.
It's not because your husband is angry or your girlfriend or boyfriend is angry. Sometimes they are dealing with their own things.
Exactly. So they need something that you are not even the reason. But you cannot have empathy without humility. Because what I think humility also does is humility allows us to be able to focus on serving rather than being served. The opposite of this is pride and ego. I've never seen any egoistic person who has empathy. Like a lot of them. They can be empathetic as and when, but they don't have it often. Because it's always about them. Egoistic people are self-centered people. Like everything is about them. They're quite narcissistic in a way. Things are always about them. It's about their praise. It's about them. It's about... But humility is like Jesus saying, the Son of Man came to serve and not to be served. So you approach relationship not just thinking about it or me, but you are always focused on, how to serve your spouse, how to offer. The best husbands I've seen are people who love serving. They want to help. They think about, she could be tired. He could be so stressed. So they're always thinking about, sometimes it's not like I'm talking to you, you don't want to mind me. No, they're just thinking about, how do I serve you? That's why I'm combining the two, because it goes, people with empathy and humility, what a combination of virtue. I'm telling you, such people are amazing. But people who lack that, of course marriage can be hard. I'm not saying that it will be impossible. I'm just saying that it will be very hard because, again, especially if two of you are egoistic, I promise you'll be divorced.
The house will be on fire. And sometimes, giving your example, right, that she could be tired. So let's say someone is very egoistic, who is a man that thinks that the woman is the one supposed to always say,
do this for
me,
make
food, do this. The person can come back from work very tired, very drained. And an egoistic person will not,
why didn't you do this for me? Why didn't?
Weren't you serving your
bosses? Am I the one to do this?
I'm also doing the same. But somebody who is humble and not egoistic would say, I can understand. Today maybe you are tired. And
Exactly. If sometimes even before you come, they've already, sometimes they want to just massage you a little bit. They want, people just want to be served too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can't go into marriage wanting to be served. Humility allows you to want to serve more than you want to be served. Now, I'm not saying that, of course, because sometimes you just want to serve and it's like, what about me? Hey, I understand that.
Yeah.
But the whole mindset, especially for marriage to work, is when two of them think about how do I serve the other, and the other one is also thinking, how do I serve you?
I think when we met, you said a statement that has always been in my mind. I've been running with that. Marriage and relationship is easier when each person tries to be the best for the other. So imagine what you are saying. I'm in my mindset, right? On my mind, I'm not trying to get saved. I'm trying to save others. If you're also trying to, it will just be beautiful.
So you scratch my back, I'm scratching your back. It's almost like I'm tired today.
Exactly. Anybody can do it.
Exactly. And sometimes you can build them into your calendar.
Yeah.
On Sunday as a husband, when I'm available, I have said this to my wife. I always have to massage her because she's going to start a new week. So we've talked about wisdom. We've talked about knowledge and understanding. We've just talked about empathy and humility. And lastly, we will focus on, maybe two. We will talk about communication.
Yeah.
And then perhaps we'll talk about purpose, which is going to be very key before we wrap up.
I think communication is also everything. And not just communication, effective communication. Sometimes when people are communicating or they are talking, they think talking means they are communicating.
They're communicating,
Right? And one thing we should know is that communication is a combination of a couple of things. Number one, yes, you are speaking.
Yeah.
You are thinking.
Yeah.
And then you are understanding.
Exactly, because you're communicating your thoughts.
Exactly.
And then you're communicating your understanding.
Even I've seen at some point in my life, maybe I'm dealing with people, I realize there's like, I'm saying something before even I'm thinking about it.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's the biggest barrier to people not knowing. Is that, okay, I'm saying this. Knowing what to say at what time. Knowing how to even say it.
How to say it.
And that's why even, let's say workplace, people will say when you are giving feedback, it should be even constructive. Why is it constructive? It's like you are telling somebody that what you've done is terrible, but having a way to even say it, not killing the person's spirit. Yeah. That's the same way when it comes to relationship and marriage, right? Your wife has done something, your girlfriend has done something. Instead of you say, you're so stupid, I don't know what, is there nothing in your head? Yeah. You can say it in a better way, something that's not so destructive. Communicate it better. If you don't know how to effectively communicate, you'll not even be able. You will just destroy your in-laws. You will not even know how to say what to say at what time. At what time?
It's so important. So because when you are communicating, like you said, you're thinking. You're also communicating your emotions.
That's true.
That's what many people don't also see. So there are some things that are non-verbal.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, but your tone.
I didn't even say
your tone was wrong. Your body language was wrong. A lot of things actually betray you. In fact, many people look at the non-verbals more than they hear it louder. And so communication is a complex subject. I say this, that everybody should learn communication. Everybody should try to understand communication. There are thinking frameworks that everybody should have. There are mental models. There's a book titled Super Communication. If you're interested, you can read them. One of the best books I've read, actually. And like, again, back to wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, it pains me how less we invest in these things. And yet we want to have the best marriage. We want to relate with people better. No, you cannot give what you don't have. We just talked about the car. You can't lift it without the right tools. No. So invest in them. Get to know, how to actually work with them, how to be more patient, how to communicate with more kindness, how to be able to even communicate well. Like, I like what you said, that the fact that you're talking does not mean you're communicating. Again, communicating, you said thinking, understanding, and speaking. Of course, communicating really is passing on understanding to the other. Yeah. So whatever is in your head, how you understand it, you're trying to pass it on. And the way you are doing that is, again, you're thinking and your emotions. Yeah. You are transferring that to whoever is listening or watching you. So it's so important to get this right. It's so important to learn them. Yeah. And if you You may say, oh, I wish my husband was watching. Well, you can send them the video. Or I wish my wife was. You can actually watch this together. I think it's going to help you. I think these tools are powerful tools that will change anybody's marriage, anybody's relationship. Because a big part of this is that we are not communicating. We are not communicating well. We think, I think it. You know, I said it. Means you got it. No.
Exactly.
Like you thought it, you said it, I didn't get it. You know, and so you need to be able, again, sometimes it's not just the one who is speaking. The other side of communication is the one who is hearing it. Because some people can actually communicate so well and yet you wouldn't get it. You know, there's a reason why a lot of the things that we do, sometimes I'll project. Sometimes I'll show with all calculations. Sometimes I'll do numbers. I always say this, that you have a lot of tools. That's why I said there are thinking frameworks that you can use. Mathematics is actually a thinking framework. It's a way to think about things. You can think about, you know, you can think about things in words and language, and you can think about things also in numbers. Many people don't use that tool. Like, for instance, we're going to make a decision, financial decision. It's like, oh, you know, when we do this and we buy this, I would say this: if it's going to be financial decisions, come with numbers. Don't talk to me with words, because words would deceive you to think you got
everything
it.
Is
now you put them in numbers and it's like, oh boy. You know, when we were in school, we would do, you remember linear equation? You know, and then we would do maybe this x plus this equal to y. And then we would calculate. What they were teaching us is the complexities of life and how we actually effectively relate to them. But in marriage, we think, oh, and then no, decisions are big decisions to make, especially. And you want to make sure that you find the best way to communicate it. Sometimes it could be, you remember, even linear equation, we had to draw the graphs. I don't know whether you remember that. And then we'll check, and then we'll do the slope and all that. Why? Because that's the point. To be able to accurately communicate whatever it is that you're having. And I tell people, you can do that. You know, there's some things that you can calculate. Maybe I remember in economics we did future value and present value. You know, PV is equal to, then you calculate. And then now when it comes to marriage, we just turn everything into words. And we think the person should get it. They don't get it. You know, I can get it in words, but then it creates more problems. This is why I think we argue. We argue because a lot of the things that are happening in our head, we think the other person should get it and they don't. So I would say find other tools to communicate better with. Now you have AI. It's easy to just say, AI, you know, do this, do the math. Sometimes I do that. I say, think about this mathematically. Think about this logically. Present this in a graph. Sincerely, like you've seen it even with some of our organizations. When I communicate, sometimes I'll do a chat, I'll do graph, I'll do designs. Because there are better ways to communicate beyond words. It's not everything that has to be 10 hours of talking. And then after both of you are drained, and guess what? You didn't
achieve anything. And I think one other key point is, let's say, you know, because two people are together, sometimes one person may be a better communicator than the other. So if you are the recipient and then your spouse or your boyfriend is not communicating or try and guide their thoughts. Okay, like you do that powerful. Sometimes with me a lot. Try to ask me questions because sometimes people have so much in their head, but they are not bringing it out well. So if you notice that the person is not bringing it out well, you don't need to say.
Letting them just take a pause and say, okay, pause.
Okay, can you walk me through?
Exactly. Now you get it. That's been a lot of years of torture. Take your time. Walk me through your thinking process.
Exactly.
Okay, so you think this is going to happen.
Exactly.
And then you use questions to be able to help them. And there are a lot of those communication frameworks, so get them. And the last thing that we talk about is purpose. Oh my God. Again, back to our effective living model. If you've not seen it, it's on the screen. The apex is purpose. You have no idea how purpose drives everything together. I have said this, that purpose is so powerful that it will make even a pain worth it. I'm telling you.
Hey, I should give offering. This is deep.
Oh, man, stop that. You know, it's so powerful that, you know, you've seen people endure things. Like you go to a hospital, we are cutting your body. What is the point? The point is perhaps I'm taking a baby out. And then a woman is there. And then you're going through it. And then some people even will do it again. I'm like,
and again.
You know, you see someone pushing a baby out of them. It's like, oh gosh, you're screaming. It's no, never again. Some people have actually had 6 babies. Because there is a reason for it.
The pain.
There is a reason for it. What I have seen in marriages is, sincerely, Vivian, you're going to go through way too many things. Purpose is the only thing that will make it worth it. Purpose is the only thing that will carry you through. That will not let you fixated on them. That will not drain you. Because a lot of people just don't get it. It's like, why are we doing this? Why are we going through this? Like investment you're going to make. Sometimes you're going to make investment decisions. You know, purpose is what will make somebody recognize that, okay, this is why it's worth it. Exactly. Like you and I have a different, like we've had different paths. You know, you are an accountant, I'm a social entrepreneur. A lot of the things I do is not for money, right? But then our ability to be able to go through one time, you know, I remember one time I was going to rent this place. I'm going to take all my savings and you're watching me. It's like, what are you doing? But you understand that because you already knew my goal. You already knew very young, I showed you what I wanted to do.
20-year development.
You know, how I want to do it, what I wanted, the steps I want to take, what your role is going to be. And so many of these things make it make sense. Like what we are doing together right now, you know, it's what drives marriages. It's what makes people feel alive. There's something else to look out for. It could be something fun. You know, it could be having a calendar that you have a shared calendar. It could be, you know, people just want to have a reason for whatever we are doing, a reason for what we are going through. They want to see the point of it. Like this, okay, I could endure for 3 years, but what's the point? I can be with you, but what's the like? People just want to get it. They want to have a reason for it, and I think that's what purpose does. I could say this from a more biblical, but I do not know whether you're Christian or not, Vivian, and so but you get it. If you both are Christians, that's amazing. Having to submit to a God, both of you here, and respect and love, and seeking the will of that being, that God, and driving yourself towards it is everything.
That's true.
It's everything. You want to add something to it?
I think in line with purpose, once you've established whatever, whether it's a decision or your union or whatever, being together, it translates into planning, right? That helps you plan, okay, what are we going to do at what time, at when are we buying this, when are we doing this, when are we doing this for the kids? You're able to plan, right? Planning how you are using your resources, planning how you're using your energy, planning how you're using your time, right? Now you plan it, and then the biggest part of it is the execution, the intentionality. So like you were giving an example, right? People feel, oh, we are stressed, the marriage is hard, things are happening. But now you plan that, okay, we are going to have like a date night. Right. Because it's all, for those of you who are married, you know, I always tell my ladies that keep dating yourself even in marriage, right? Setting up. It doesn't, you don't, sometimes
we had a date night yesterday.
Exactly. We don't, some of the things you don't need much. So don't say we put all our money in investment. I mean, keep on dating yourself even in marriage. Have fun. Be fun. Like
enjoy yourself. Like people think purpose is boring. Like purpose is let's do business. let's do ministry.
You can do all that, but still let that fire, you know, keep up, whether it's relationship or whether it's marriage. Also, you know, in your plan, even when kids are in, how do we spend time with our kids? How do we, you know, be part of their development? Let society develop them for you, right? So planning, being very deliberate about executing it.
Think about purpose like the end of whatever you want to achieve in life. What success means to you. You know, at the end of your life, what will success look like? What will you look at and say, wow, you know, I got done. And this is, and gives me fulfillment. Because I tell you, what we are really looking for is some kind of satisfaction. You know, and that's it. When you are satisfied, you don't want anything else. Sincerely, when you are emotionally satisfied, you're not looking for something else anywhere. A lot of these things, cheating, and it's because of we are looking for. It's almost like when you want to eat some kind of food and you eat it, immediately you don't want to eat again, or you don't
utility.
Diminishing marginal returns. You just kind of, you know, utility just begins to fall from whatever extra you take. You're not really kind of gaining anything.
Exactly.
So that's the thing about life. When you are sexually satisfied, when you are financially satisfied, like when people are satisfied, they are not looking for anything. So what you're really looking for in life is that place of satisfaction. And what is it? What will make you satisfied? At the end of the day, when you are done with life, what will you look? Is it a cars? Is it a houses? What will make you feel like, I'm satisfied? That is purpose. And so when you look at a model, purpose is the apex, is that place, is that thing that drives you, is what brings you up. It's like the mountaintop that is bringing you up there. And all the other things are in between. The pain, you can go through it. But so far as you can tell, this is where I'm getting to and how I'm getting there. If you're a couple, knowing how to get there together is beautiful. That means different things for different people, but working it out together. It's not just by saying, this is what I want and that's all. No, it's just about collaborating. That's what marriage is about. It's a partnership. We want to get to this place together. We have done that, like you see in our model. Health-wise, we want to get here, and we've been well, you know. Both of us have kept in our weight for a while. Like sometimes we go to the gym.
20 kg after the baby.
We try to go to the gym together. I don't mind her, but she's done. Yeah, just going to the gym together, just being careful with our eating. She comes to bed with popcorn around 11 o'clock. And then it's like, being checks on each other. That's what purpose is, right? Financially, like, okay, you can spend this, you can spend that. You can go here, you can go there. No, we can't make that decision. Let's wait for the right time. When the right time is up, we will do A, B, C, D. And being able to just work it out together. When it comes to work and career, I have to get this course done. I want to make this happen. Okay, what can I do to help? I also want to do this. How can you help? Ministry wise, that is what drives union. When people, you see a lot of people go to workplace and they fall in love. It's like, why? Because they're working things together. Like that's, when people work together, when they are together on something, on a particular thing that brings their passion to life, it just kicks them up. So Vivian, I hope that works. I hope that you got it. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Empathy and humility. And the fourth one that we talked about was communication, effective communication. And lastly, purpose. I think these are powerful tools that will make relationship and marriage worth it and easy. I'm not saying it's going to solve all problems. No, it's going to give you just the tools to navigate all problems. And that will make you feel better. So thank you all for sticking around. We're going to be back. We're back for good. If you've not gotten our Effective Living Journal, go ahead and get it. If you've not gotten our Notion system, go ahead and get it. Visit our website, mygrowthclub.org, and you'll find them there. Many people are enjoying them. I'm telling you, you don't want to be missing out on them. If you've not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We will be back another time. Thank you so much, my baby girl, for being here. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.